Hello, everybody, and welcome to the currently and most recently rebranded. It's now called Connected with Jennifer Hart. It used to be Jennifer Hart Connected, but I've changed it just a little bit, always improving. And I'm so happy to be here today. I have a super juicy, awesome in-person experience. So this one is for the locals, but if you're not local, watch it too. So there's going to be tons of great information. And we are going to learn at the very end, you have to stick around, the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Super cool for regulation. The vagus nerve is such a hot topic these days. So I think it's really important that everybody has these tools and these techniques. Anyways, if you don't know who I am, hello, welcome. My name is Jennifer Hart. I call myself a connector and I guess like a soul guide. I've been on my own spiritual awakening journey. And with that, I have been exploring myself in the realm of self-discovery and just connecting and trying to be the best version of my best and highest self. And one of my favorite things to do and gifts is connecting people together who are also on their journey and need the information, the events, the resources, or like today, a retreat to attend. So with that, I would love to welcome my guests today, Jenn Hansen-Silva and Sherie with NorCal Goddess Retreats. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining me. This is so exciting. This is also a new test. This is previously recorded if you're watching it live. So if you make any comments, I'll be looking and we can answer your questions. But if we don't acknowledge you live, that is why, because this was pre-recorded. So I always like to start with how I know my guests and how I know. So I know Sherie. I just met Jenn tonight. Of course, we're both Gen H's, so like instant connection.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So Sherie and we went to a mutual friends ladies night in event and we met and just instantly connected and hit it off. And so we connected and connected is my favorite word ever if you haven't noticed. we connected after the fact and now she is one of my go-to healers. And she helps me ground and do all this energy work and access bars, and we'll talk about that. And so I know that she's doing these goddess retreats, which it is amazing. I wish I could come. I'm so sad, but I will catch the next one. So now I'm connected to Jenn through Sherie, and this is the beautiful world of connection. And how do you two know each other?
Yeah, we met at in 2018 at it was called Girls Weekend at the time, and it was pretty much similar to a retreat. Maybe not as much healing stuff going on, but it's when I first met her, and I was like super just juiced to meet her. I think she's a beautiful woman, and we've been friends ever since.
She is. She looks like Rapunzel over there. I just love it. The light is shining on her. The angels are like, ah. Okay, so ladies, I would like to know, like for both of you, Sherie, we'll start with you first. How and or why did you get into healing and being a healer?
It was a very tumultuous part of my life. I was very ill, bedridden. I had pseudotumor cerebri, papilledema. I had pretty much swelling all over my body. And it was a very difficult time. And it was to the point where my neurologist and my optometrist and ophthalmologist, they didn't know what to do. And they suggested brain surgery. They wanted to put a shunt in my brain. So, and I intuitively felt like that wasn't the right choice. That wasn't the right option for me. And I got turned on to a healer, a local healer, and she introduced me to access bars and Reiki. And from that point on, I learned how to heal myself. And in doing so, I started remembering things through my past lives as a healer, as a priestess. And ever since I was able to, I guess, fully heal from that, I went into the doctor months after having Reiki treatments, and the swelling had gone, was completely gone.
Wow, that's amazing.
I, as a analytical person, and I've never been religious or one of blind faith, I had to understand how this was possible. And so I started studying quantum physics and mechanics, and that's what made sense to me through the energy work was quantum healing.
Ooh,
So,
I love that.
yes.
And then side question is, when did you know that you were extremely gifted intuitively, psychically? I don't know what you refer to it as.
Since I was a kid, I've had gifts, I've seen things that were going to happen, but you quickly learn from the programming and the way we're brought up to shut it down because it is not safe unless you have a parent that holds that space for you. Oftentimes, as children, we shut it down. I still received dreams, but I want to say at the age of 8, I stopped seeing spirit. I stopped channeling and seeing the way people would pass on. And those gifts have slowly come back. You know, the more we uncover our blocks, the more we start to see, the more light and data we can harness through our energy bodies.
And to have the support and the safety, like you said, because like I remember things happening when I was a kid. I was so scared and I didn't know, I knew that there was like ghosts there, right? But like when I'm telling my parents, they're like, "Ah, you just want to," you know. Now that I'm older, I'm like, "Oh, I get it," and still I'm like, "I don't want to see anybody. Like, no, thank you."
Yeah.
But I like to ask that question specifically because what I am finding is so many people have these gifts and they don't tell anybody, but somehow when they're talking to me, they'll tell me. And it's probably because I'm so open about it. And that's what my mission is to do here, is to bring together all of the healers, the light workers, which in some essence, I almost feel is everybody in some sense, right? It's like a scale. And I mean, that's my opinion of it. And so it's like, we're stronger in numbers. So the more of us that can share, the more space we give to other people to go, oh yeah, me too. Like I saw things and I was scared and I still get messages. People come and talk to me, like people tell me these things. So I think it's so important that we share our stories, which is why I wanted to ask you specifically. Jen, what about you?
Well, it goes way back. I guess I knew I wanted to be a holistic health practitioner. And about 2012, I guess you can say, I found a school. It's called Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. They have an incredible associate's degree program in mind, body, transpersonal psychology. And I mean, you take a bunch of classes. I took hypnotherapy, conscious living classes, urban farming, and I just knew that I wanted to help people holistically. Like the Western medicine, you know, whatever, it's not working for people. And so taking holistic approaches with my own life, with, you know, using herbal remedies and, you know, herbal tinctures, and I've cured, and I use that term lightly. I know we're, you know, as a practitioner, we're not supposed to use the word cure. So I like to reframe my the verbiage is I remedied a whole bunch of health issues over the last couple of years with herbs. And I just, ever since, it's just been it's taken off and diving into deeper psychology, inner child healing. I'm a Reiki master, so I experienced a Reiki session and I just was very attracted to it. And during my life coaching education, we did this guided meditation where you're supposed to paint a picture of whatever comes to your mind. And I drew my hand and I painted rainbow colors coming out of my hand. And I was like, and I came out of trance and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? And my teacher was like, oh, you're going to be a Reiki master teacher or whatever. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to go do it. So I could probably talk so much more about what really pushed me in that direction, but those are pretty much the key points of where I'm at now. Just healing my own self, kind of similar to Sherie, just having a healing experience through different types of modalities, and how, you know, there's just experience through my own healing is what really motivated me to move forward.
It sounded too like yours was healing yourself, but also a calling. Like I think we all have it, right? I'm sure Cherie's was as well, but it's like when I sold all my stuff and left to travel the world, that was a calling. There's some purpose that it served for me and maybe for others in the future of what I'm doing now. But it was just like, if you don't listen to it, it gets louder and louder.
Oh yeah.
So if you're watching this and there's something that pops into your mind, take note of that. Like, what have you always wanted to do or been curious about but haven't done? There's something there to explore, you know, because I'm here to guide people for exploration, and I want to inspire and empower people to join in on their own journey. So I just want to make a side note of that. Like, what is it? If something comes across, put it in the chat. I would love to hear about it. So, Jen, you said, did you say, or maybe this is from earlier, you have a master's in health and wellness?
Yeah, I have a master's degree in mental health and wellness. And I am a certified holistic health practitioner and a life coach, a Reiki master, and a mental health advocate. And I use a variety of modalities, hypnotherapy, aromatherapy, you know, guided meditations, and I like to do holistic health assessments for people with using what you have with, you know, your ailments, and then researching on what exactly you should be eating as far as food goes and supplements, and then what spiritual things you should be doing, like going to Sherie for access to bars. I love that. And spiritual counseling, and I have one of my most important services that I've been a lot of people have been attracted to is the inner child healing with EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. And it's just kind of exploring the shadow self. And I did a lot of education in that background of inner child work and trauma informed. And I think that's it.
EFT is the tapping, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I always like to go back to the person that I was when I first got into my healing. So if you told me EFT, I'd be like, I don't know what that means. So it's like, it's a tapping technique, and there's, we lost Cherie, come back.
Oh no.
There is a what do you call it?
Meridians.
Science. Yes, there's science behind it though, and they've done studies, and so it is backed, because what I see happening is that people have, it's nice for that what you have in your background and your history is that Western medicine and Eastern medicine, and so we're bridging the gap, because there's a lot of people that are like, what's this holistic crap? And until you either, what happens is I see people get really desperate and are like, I will try anything. Or they end up like having an experience like, you know, I'm an essential oil user. I think you are as well.
Yes.
And it's like, my parents have an ailment, and I'm like, here, let me put my oils all over you. And they're like, oh, these oils, but then they work, and they're like, whoa, like the doctor, you know, my dad had bursitis, where your elbow gets all this big fluid, and he had Western medicine said, sorry, can't do anything for you. I sent you home. Like, hopefully it goes away. And I was like, here's a roller with all the oils in it. Put it on daily, and it completely went away.
Yeah.
So, I love that you're bridging the gap.
Yes.
Okay, well, as we're waiting for Sherie, let's start talking about the retreat. And then when she gets back, I'll ask her. I want to share what she does for everybody. I mean, I kind of know some of it, and I'm sure you do too.
Right.
But of course, who's the best person to tell us? She is.
Yep.
So tell me about the Goddess Retreat. Like, how was this created? What's the purpose and intention of it?
So in 2015, I love to dance, and I was like, you know what, I have more over my adult life. I have more guy friends than women friends, and then I started, hanging out with some people, and I just was like, there's never any girl nights. Like, there's never girl weekends. Like, when we have parties, there's just more men than women, and they're just, not that men are, men and women. I feel equality and all that kind of stuff, human rights type of thing, but I was like, I want something that I can, feel safe and not have no pressure. And I In my dance room, I've had full blown dance floor, and when we would have dancing parties, all the guys are staring at everybody. So I was like, let's do a girls' weekend. So the first one, other girls brought their friends, and usually that's how it's been over the years. But it just kind of for the first 6 years, it was like dance party. We go out into nature. We go check out some good restaurants. There's some new age stores where I live. And it kind of just kind of accumulated like over the years, and having that, a lot of women who have come feel safe, and it's an escape for them, and no husbands, no kids, no boyfriends, it's just kind of grown into this sisterhood where we have these goddess circles, and it's a safe place for you to feel you can talk about whatever has been on your mind since the last retreat. And really it's our motto with the goddess retreat is healing through sisterhood, having that companionship that society looks down upon. That I feel like women have been conditioned to hate other women, and the feminine energy has been taken away from us, where we have to jealousy of others, where really it's fixing each other's the crown of the goddess instead of judging them. So it's bringing together that awareness of, when you have a tribe of women together, it's stronger than just one woman being alone. So really, that's what it's all about. But over the years, it started as girls' weekend, and it was girls' getaway. It started as girls' getaway weekend, and then for a long time, it was girls' weekend. And the last couple of years, it's been goddess retreat, and that's more appropriate. The retreat grew up into the word goddess. Started as a girl.
Yeah, I love that. And it is much needed. There is definitely a lot of sisterhood wounds in a lot of people, because you just see the women just not being nice to each other. Like, let's collaborate. And look, I'm going to be honest right now, like, I still experience these things for myself because I am a human. But with having awareness and having tools, I can be like, oh, why am I jealous? I'm jealous because she has something that I want, and I'm going to celebrate her. Woo woo. And then I'm going to look within and see, what do I need to do that? And so it's like, and also supporting each other. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And in psychology, I've discovered that, that being jealous of other women is a part of the mother wound. We have 4 core wound components in our psyche, and one of them is the mother wound, and that's where that stems from. Where as a collective, we have this damaged feminine energy where the masculine, the patriarchal took over, and women were supposed to cook, clean, have kids, and do nothing else. But now it's the goddess rising. That's that little quote that has been kind of tossed around the last couple of years. The goddess rising, she has risen. And we are there's women entrepreneurs, business owners, healers, psychologists, CEOs that are women.
Yes.
And I feel like women can do just as much as a man can do. So when it comes to the retreats, it's celebrating that positivity in that sisterhood, where I got your back. Like you can lean on me. And over the years too, I found that these retreats are women who have not gotten along with other women.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Like, they always had male friends, like me. Like, I only had a few female friends, but I had loads of male friends. And, then finding other women, like, yeah, I don't really get along with women very well. I'm like, well, here you are, and now you do, and now you are a part of this. And over the years, there's been people who have come and go. And, I think we're starting to, my goal with it is to have that snowball effect, where one day there will be 100 of us doing these retreats twice a year, and celebrating our friendships and supporting each other, and making deeper conversations and deeper friendships. So that's what the retreat is all about.
I love that. It's beautiful. It's much needed. And I do feel like women are really stepping it up right now and coming back into their power.
Yes.
I've had my own experiences, and look, I know that a lot of men get triggered when women talk about this. And I don't feel like I'm a feminist, but I do feel like as a woman, there are certain things that have been programmed in our society. I have been told many times, like, you ask too many questions, you're intimidating, like, and it's all by men, which is very interesting. Which also, if you know what you know, is that there's things within me that is showing me that and reflecting that. So I need to look within and say what needs to be healed with me, that it's showing me. Like, to me, it's everything is a compass. So it's like, though, like the jealousy, it's just information, and it's showing you where to go, where to navigate for yourself. And so if there are women who have a challenge in having relationships with other women, this is the greatest way that you could go and like heal this and look into it. You don't have to have that to attend, right? I mean, any woman, it is a women's retreat, in case there are any men watching. So tell your sister, your girlfriend, your mom, whoever, that they are welcome to come. And tell me about, okay, so it's in Arnold, California, which is by the big trees. If you're not familiar with geography, I went there recently. It is amazing. You guys are going to actually visit there, so that's exciting. And the actual retreat dates is October 21st to the 23rd.
Yes.
Check-ins at 5 p.m. Check-out is either 11 a.m. or 2:30 p.m. I saw. And then the price is $444. And I will tell you that includes lodging, activities, and food. So food is included. That is a steal of a deal. And here's the thing, get in now. There's only 3 spots left. So you should absolutely get in now, because what I know to be true is that your vision is to have hundreds of women at these in the future. The more that you do them, the more momentum you're going to get, the bigger draw you're going to get, and you have to raise prices. You have to raise prices to be able to get bigger spaces, to compensate that energy exchange of all the healing that's going to happen and the activities and stuff. So like, if you've ever been thinking about a retreat, do it. This is the one to go to. So tell me more about what are you guys going to be doing at this retreat specifically? Like, if someone's going to come.
So the focal point of this retreat is going to be the sacred cacao ceremony, and that is on the Saturday night. We come together in a circle, in a goddess circle is what we like to call it, and we kind of do a ceremony around the cacao, which is Mother Earth's chocolate, pretty much, and it's heated up warm. And so we do sound healing after taking the cacao, and we do a series of breath work, holotropic breath work, and we incorporate that within the sound healing session. And you lay down, after you drink it, you lay down, and we go over these series of different types of guided breath work meditations. And then there's crystal singing bowls and an array of different types of shamanic instruments that are used. And it's just this beautiful experience. It's a heart-opening plant medicine, and it's ceremonial grade. It's not the kind of cacao that you go to a store to get. You have to purchase this specifically for ceremonial grade type. So that's the focal point of our retreat. And then we have before that, I will be doing a inner child healing mini workshop, just going over the how to identify your inner child, and then self-regulation tools to pair with that. And then we have another gal, her name is Hedge. She's on the committee, the Goddess Retreat Committee. She's going to be doing a crystal wire wrapping class.
Ooh.
And she did that the last one, and it was way cool, way awesome. It kind of shows you like, hey, I can actually do this. You know, you see all these pictures of people and their wire wrapping necklaces, and it could be something that, you know, someone could be like, I'm actually good at this. I'm gonna actually take this home and make my own business out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then we have
wait, is all of the material for that included also?
Yes.
Holy crap. Like, you go to an event like that, that's like a $50 event in itself. Okay, just wanted
right. And then we have I think it's an art class She's a close friend of mine, and she's also on the committee, who's been part of the retreats for quite some time now. So she'll be doing an art therapy class. Not therapy, but a guided art class where you make your own sigils.
Ooh,
So that's
cool.
a really cool one, because you'll create this sigil and you'll have it for the rest of your life.
Hold on. After my session with Sherie last week, she told me I needed to get a sigil, and I was like, I don't know what a sigil is.
Oh, nice.
This is a sigil I found online for money.
Way cool.
Yeah, so a sigil is basically just a symbol that means like you're calling in something. What I'm doing with it is I get my essential oil and I trace it every day, and I keep it.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Take it down. But how would you define a sigil if someone doesn't know what that was, like me?
So energetically, it's a symbol that, I mean, as we all know, sound, your voice, what you write down, it's all has energy, and it reflects kind of the vibration of it. So the sigil is a vibration of symbol that protects or promotes type of healing or whatever. I have about 6 big ones on the back of my front door for protection. So when someone comes in, it guards against that type of negative energy that were to come into your home. But
Well, that's good.
it's a power. But when you do it yourself, I know when you make your own sigil, it's even more stronger than any sigil you'll find. So, and it'll be all
so sad that I'm not going.
yeah, it's definitely special. And then when you arrive, you're going to be picking a goddess card out of a deck that I have, and that's going to be your goddess for the whole weekend.
Ooh.
And then there might be an option like there will be an option during the art class where we'll get some clay and make our own goddess and write that goddess on the back of it, so you can have that goddess with you after you leave. But we're also doing lots of sound healing. I mean, the Friday night, after dinner, we're going to do a goddess circle. We'll have an ancestor table because it is that type of holiday right now, honoring the ancestors. So to bring a picture of a loved one, and we will have an altar set up for you to put it on there. And what's
the significance of honoring an ancestor?
So, I mean, during the time of Samhain, Halloween, Day of the Dead, I know South America, during this time, they have those altars. Like if you ever seen the movie Coco, I love that movie. It's a Disney movie. It's all about honoring the ancestors. But usually we have retreats during this time, during the Halloween season. So we always want to acknowledge that tradition. That's not just about trick-or-treating or dressing up, but really we go deeper into, other cultures. It's about honoring the ancestors. So it's important for us to kind of acknowledge that. And it kind of, brings out this different element during the retreat where after we do the cacao ceremony, we're going to be doing a dance circle and honoring our ancestors and celebrating their life. And that's what the altar is for. So it's a nice little element added to the retreat that we're going to have. And then Friday night, we'll do like a self-care night. There's going to be a jacuzzi at the house that we are renting. I'm bringing foot baths and neck massagers and, deep tissue. And I'm going to be doing cupping, which I offer. I do cupping. I'll be offering cupping sessions.
Can you tell people what cupping is? And what
it's a modality that originates from they used it in acupuncture, and it started out with glass cups, but now tradition is plastic cups. But what it does is you suck up your skin, and what it does, it pulls all the inflammation out through the skin that's in your body around that area, and it will leave a suction cup circle bruise. It'll go away within a week, but it's extremely healing to the body. I do it almost every day, not the same spots. You're not supposed to do the same spots, but doing your legs or doing your hips or doing your neck, if your neck's kinked up or whatever, it just pulls all that stagnant energy, really what it is, out of your body. So I will be bringing my cupping set for that free of charge because I just love doing it. It's just
I was
great.
just gonna ask you, is that included? Okay, like
So all this is included into our pricing, and I want to make a side note that the last since 2015, do the math, I think it's 7 years. We've always done this amongst our friends and our acquaintances. This is our first retreat that we've opened to the public. So we lowballed it to see where it would go, to see, and it's almost like it's a test run in a sense, but it will, it's going to flow so effortlessly like it always has been, except we're going to have new faces to share this retreat with. And that's why we wanted to open it to the public to reach out and to share this healing way of doing things and finding new connections. And so I just wanted to, that's why we're all as a committee. So the committee is me, Sherie, Kathy, and Hedge. We're working with the price that we felt comfortable for, because this is our first time opening it to the public. So really it's like an opening deal pretty much of 444. So but everything's included. Shared lodging, the food, and the activities, and we're going to be going to Big Trees and doing a hike there, and then Sherie will be taking us and doing a guided meditation around the mother tree that's there, the grandmother tree. I always get it mixed up. It's either the mother or the grandmother. It's the tree that they tried to burn down, but she would not burn down. So there's this energy surrounding that tree. We're going to circle it and do a guided meditation around it. So, but yeah, it's going to be a healing weekend, and you're going to feel refreshed. You're just along for the ride, and it's a beautiful ride. So
yeah. Oh, it sounds so amazing. Honestly, if people haven't done sound healing is really, it's great for your body and tuning. Like, it's a very old practice that, old traditions where I've been to Nepal and they talked about it, and they would go in the caves and they would do it. It's because the sound, when it hits your body, like, I'm not the science person, right? I'm just the connector. I connect people to the science people, but I'm going to take a stab at it. So like the sound brings alive like your cells, your molecules. I don't know if I'm using the right words. And if you look at the studies that they've done, you can see like when they do different types of music, how it affects it and how it can bring something back to a healing. Oh, I think Sherie might be back. Let's see.
Cool. I would love to get her.
Yes, hopefully she's having internet outages. So this is real life here, people. We just got to roll with it. But anyways, the sound healing is so awesome because it is something that is just so relaxing, and just by being in that space, you're just like, things are happening and you just get to sit there. It's amazing. So I wanted to mention that because I think there are a lot of people on my followers, whatever you want to call them, viewers that maybe haven't tried these modalities yet. So for all of this to be in one weekend is absolutely amazing. And that's why I said at the beginning that this was, look at this beautiful goddess is back. Welcome back, finally. That this is a steal of a deal. And you said it yourself. It's because it's the first time we're doing it to the public. So what I call that is a founding member's price. It will never be this price again, ever. So if you have ever wanted to come to a retreat, like, I highly recommend this. I personally know Sherie. She's amazing. And what I know to be true is that good people attract good people. So I know that, and I can already tell Jenn's good people just by interviewing her tonight. So I would say go. Please go for me since I can't go. Other commitments. I'm seriously like, after hearing it even in depth, like the self-care and all the ceremonies and like free cupping, oh my gosh, it's gonna be amazing. So I will post the link in the caption, the caption, where you can submit a registration form. Again, the price is $444. It's October 21st to the 23rd. I'll post those details in there too. And then after you fill the registration link, someone will contact you for payment through Zelle or Venmo. Okay, so Sherie is back. Yay! So Sherie, we basically talked about All Goddess Retreat, but let's go back to tell us about what you do in your area of expertise.
I have 2 offices and hopefully one coming in January at Sutter Creek. My area of expertise would be Reiki and access bars, but I also do other modalities. I am a angelic Reiki master teacher. I work with the Ascended Masters, the Melchizedek Order, the Angelic Kingdom, and different beings that reside within our 5th dimension of the earth plane and above. I mostly work with the 12th dimension.
Okay, so we have to break this down. So first of all, most people know what Reiki is, but Reiki is a form of energy healing work, correct?
Correct.
Okay, what is the access bars?
Access bars is really good for reprogramming your cells, your nervous system. There's 32 nerve points on the head where we would channel energy from source, and also open up your hand chakras, your feet chakras, so that way you have these, 4 points, opening up all of your energy centers, because within each chakra you have different levels, layers. And what access bars does for me as a healer, it allows me to break it down. So I go throughout your etheric body, your mental body, your physical, your emotional, your astral body. It allows me to really channel information and energy into your nervous system as a conduit. I love access bars because for me it's a very organized, the way you place your hands on the different points. And it helps really reprogram and restructure those loops that we have in our mind. So for me, it has helped with anxiety, depression, weight loss, pretty much anything that you really want to transmute, we can work on it. Now Jen also loves access bars. Maybe she can.
I was like, wait, which one? Jen H.
Yeah.
Since I started using that modality, I really do tap into your Akasha, which is amazing. So I'm able to tap into the bloodline, the DNA, your Akasha. It's really an amazing modality. I love it so much. I know other practitioners don't do that. It's opened up those channels within me. That's what access bars has done for me. So I would say that I do quantum multi-dimensional healing. That's what I offer. And I just, whatever your guides and ancestors or other beings are, advising me to do, that's what I do.
And she is really good at it. And I have so many questions because, like I said, I always like to go back to like, who was I when I first started my spiritual awakening like 10, 12 years ago? And I would be like, what the heck is an Akasha and these dimensions? So just in brief, that's like a whole other video, but just in brief, what is the Akasha? And then what is this dimensional thing?
So I started noticing because all of these dimensions are within the earth plane, right? It's all like 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th. And so from my, I guess, swimming in your energy waves, I have tapped into past lives, and I'm shown different things that need to be cleared. So if you have a heavy block from, I don't know, a past life during the Roman period, I'm going to see that. And then maybe next time another layer is going to come off. So the Akasha is past, present, and future. I am able to tap into future timelines. I prefer not to do that. But yes, with permission, I am allowed through your higher self. Your higher self allows me to do these things without the permission of your higher self, because there are universal laws that we have to follow.
Yeah. That's a whole other live in itself right there too. But okay, so the Akasha is the same as the Akashic records, is it the same? Okay. Got it. Okay. I just want to confirm that. So Akashic Records, the way that I have been explained to is basically you could call it a book that has recorded every single thing past, present, and future, right? All the different timelines we could be on based off decisions. And is that
in a 3D dimensional I guess perspective, it would make sense if that it's a book or a computer. But whenever we actually tap into it, it's more like codes and light. And you see light language and you see all of these things that just sound.
Well, you do, but I don't. So I'm like, I see it as like the best way I was described is it's a book and it like keeps record of everything. It's like God's record keeper of everything.
Yeah. Everything that you have ever done, that you will do. And it can change though, because time and space are coexisting. So your future self, your past self, they're coexisting on a multi-dimensional
it's deep. I got it. Yeah. I'm like, but if people hear it for the first time, like I read people's posts and they use these words and these acronyms and I'm like, I don't know what that means. So like I like to just kind of give mini definitions because I just truly believe that people will find these videos when they are meant to, and there's always information for them. So I always treat it like it's someone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, because that's the quality assurance in me. My 3D human past job is always like, what does that mean? So
the multiverse, that's a good way to look at it, is there's a multiverse. So there's multiple timelines, parallel universes. And so that's another thing about quantum healing is we're not just removing stuff from this timeline, but from multiple.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. And then what are you going to be doing? I mean, Jen already told us you're guiding a meditation at the mother or grandmother tree at Big Trees. What else are you going to be doing and sharing your expertise at the retreat?
First, when people arrive, we're going to obviously let them get acquainted, and then I'm going to do a chakra meditation, clearing meditation, and I'm going to teach them how to protect themselves with the Merkaba, which is a sacred geometry shape that you place yourself in. It's to help you separate from space and time, to allow protection. So whenever you are in that meditative state, you're very vulnerable. So it's good to protect yourself. So I'm going to teach that. The next day, we are going to do a hike to the mother tree, and I've been guided to do ancestral meditation because trees have a lot of also information. There are elders of this planet. And so that's one of the things. I connect with the mother tree for the first time before I even got there. I received messages from her. So I'm very excited about that. And then another thing that I'm a part of is the cacao ceremony. I'm going to be doing sacred drumming and quantum healing and we're going to be doing some breath work.
Cool. Oh, and Jen mentioned that, but I went to another retreat recently that was local and did breath work for the first time, and holy Toledo, it was insane awesome. Like it was crazy. Everybody's experience was so different too. So there's like really nothing that I can tell you except my own experience, which I had a lot of built up trauma in my hip area, and when it came through, it was like past life stuff that I was releasing, and other people like had totally different experiences. Like I don't know, it was crazy, but it was so awesome. Like I was on a high after. I was like, oh my god, I have so much energy, and like I just felt so light. So the breathwork session is going to be everything sounds amazing. Do you ladies have anything else to add before we go to Jen's just one tool tip of the 4-7-8 breathing technique?
Yeah, I actually wanted to side note for the cacao ceremonies is it's something that me and Sherie are going to continue to do after the retreat. And we're going to be offering monthly cacao sessions in Modesto. So that's something I just wanted to side note.
Cool. Yes, thank you. That is good. Further promoting. I love it. It's my jam. Okay, Jen, let's give it to you to teach everybody. I like to always leave people with at least something. If you can't go to the retreat, here you go. Here's a tip for you. The 4-7-8 breathing technique for the vagus nerve self-regulation.
Yeah, so it's just when you feel like you're in a panic, or you feel like you're in a frenzy, or you're having an anxiety attack, you want to just sit down, or even where you're standing, is, breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7, and release for 8. And make sure you do the whole release for 8 counts. Do this about 5 to 10 times, depending on, I feel like the first 3 really regulate your nervous system and calm you down. But 5 times is after that, you're going to see a huge difference. You can also do it if you have insomnia. I've had suffered from insomnia for a long time, and this is my go-to tool. It will knock you out when you're laying down and already in that bed mode and going to bed. Your brain's already there, but your mind just can't stop. You want to do that. Breathe in 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and then release, exhale for 8 counts. So it's definitely something that's quick, easy, effortless, and it makes a huge impact, and has reduced my anxiety by half. So
that's amazing. And I feel like people really don't realize and underestimate the power of breath.
Oh yeah.
I have to remind myself to breathe all the time. Like, I'm tense and I'm like, okay, breathe, and I can release it. So thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Just to recap one more time, the Goddess Retreat is happening October 21st to the 23rd. Check-ins at 5 p.m. Checkouts at 11 or 2:30, either one. It's in Arnold, California, which is near the big trees. That place in itself is just amazing. Food, lodging, and activities are all included for only $444. And that is a founding member's price. That will never be that price again. They are raising the prices because that is way too cheap. And they only have 3 spots left. So find the link to register in the caption wherever you're watching this and submit it. It is for women only. Sorry, men. I'm still calling in some men retreats. I see them on my Facebook. I just need to connect with those people because the men need some retreats as well. But in the meantime, today we're talking about the goddesses. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. And if you have anything else to add before I sign this off?
Just keep breathing.
Keep breathing. Sherie, what are you thinking over there? You got something to add or no?
Well, for the month of October, I feel like the theme is inner child work, and Jen will be offering an inner child workshop. So I think that's pretty amazing. My astrologer did tell me, she said, yes, inner child work is going to be a big one. So be authentic and speak your truth.
I love it. Jen, when is your workshop for the inner child work?
So it's before the cacao ceremony. I feel like
it's at the retreat.
Yes.
Okay, got it. It's not separate. Okay. I thought there was another event that we needed to talk about now.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you are doing the inner child work at the retreat. Oh
yeah.
God, it's just so action-packed, like of healing. It sounds really amazing. Thank you, ladies, for taking the time and sharing with me and your gifts with the world and inspiring and empowering others to also come and be their authentic selves and speak their truth and their voice. If you enjoyed this video, I am going to release a membership. It's called the Connected Soul Network membership. It should be coming out next week. There's a lot of things that I didn't anticipate, so I am working diligently on that every day. I do have a wait list. I'll pop that in the caption. And the wait list is if you want to get the founding member prices, which is going to be either for a limited time or a limited quantity. And I will put in there a little bit of information about it. I don't want to get too much into it because we've already had so much amazing information about the Goddess Retreat, but just wanted to mention it. If you love the people that I'm connecting with on the Connected show and you want to be in the energy of these amazing people, join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing day.